What's your take on the Mario UnitedHealthcare CEO situation?
That is so fun. So I think murder bad, right?
Yeah, you're simplifying it. Carry on.
I am simplifying a little bit, but running over some details and stuff like that. I understand being upset. I understand fury to that degree. I've had a bunch of family who have had intense problems with healthcare and stuff like that. I get the anger of it. I do not know how much a move like that is actually in any way righteous, because what it feels like to me happens there is you're killing someone because you're angry, right? Mm-hmm. And what ends up happening is that guy's dead. And obviously a shooter, anyone who agrees he should die, thinks of it in the larger form of like, well, his family, his personal life didn't matter for the greater good. The same way we would see assassinating a political figure, like forget the soul, forget the people, family, stuff like that. It's hard for me to step over that unless it's really justified. It's got to be like a Hitler level scenario, right? At the same time, I don't think that anything is accomplished by that, because all that happens is a new CEO steps into power and the giant machine of the healthcare industry keeps marching forward. I don't think killing this guy, I would love for healthcare in the United States to become better, but I don't think killing this guy is going to solve any of it. So what I think it will ultimately come down to is a murder because someone was angry, and we have hundreds of those a day. So
I'm on the other side. I just to lay it out from my perspective. I have long maintained that if you could get a superpower of being the world's best surgeon or the world's best assassin, that you could make the world a better place with your assassination skills, right? Assuming you have a heart of gold, you're going after, the future Hitlers and the worst actors on the world, and you somehow have judgment, but it's probably far better than my own. But killing the right people can have a greater impact for good than just being a great surgeon who heals people who, are sick at the time. And while I agree, if it's just this killing, this story ends in a few weeks and no change is really made. But if we start going after people who are genuinely evil, if we have a class war instead of a culture war, right? I don't know why all the guns are aimed at trans people. They have no power. If we aim them at the people who have power and use it to do evil things, could the world be a better place? Is that the change we actually need? Is that the emptying of the swamp? I
don't want to come off as I don't think any historical violence is, justified, right? Because I think there have been points of violence in history that times that kings were usurped and revolutions and stuff like that, right? I don't want to. I'm American, right? The whole reason this country.
To me, that's what this is. A king got usurped.
Here'd be my question, right? Yeah. And I don't know anything about this. The CEO who was shot, what was his name?
NC or something? I'll look it up for you.
Whatever that guy's name is there any history? Do we know of any thing that he has done to make healthcare, harder to get or a more complicated process? Has he actually done any wrong? Or was Luigi just upset with the company and decided to shoot someone at the company?
So his name's Brian Thompson. And at this point, I'm a little worried I'm consuming propaganda and then I'm repeating it on my show. You hear the thing about how he was using artificial intelligence because the actual humans who were reviewing claims couldn't get over their empathy and they were paying bills. And he knew that the AI had a high error rate that would reject things that shouldn't be rejected, but it was good for profits. Is that even true? I don't know. I mean, it's a little convenient, and I read about shit like that on Reddit, which is a way to get misinformed.
I know United did that, but I don't know if did he implement it? Is that correct?
So what I know about it is that the rejection rate was apparently 36%, which is almost double the normal rejection rate. So AI aside, something was wrong. AI is almost, if the AI was doing it, it's almost better. You know what I mean?
They said the AI increased the rejection rate. They said, right? I don't know how good my sources are. I want really good, reliable sources that have been vetted. And
I want to hear from Wario.
So, but
This is just the beginning.
Dude, I don't know. You want to empty the swamp? I don't think voting in Trump is how you're going to empty the swamp. Maybe I'm biased. Prove me wrong. I hope you do.
Hey,
But
you could do a whole. I'm sorry, I interrupted and cut you off, Woody. But I'm just picturing Taylor as Mario. Dude, you'd make an amazing Mario if you just went with the mustache for a while.
I could. Kind of a slight to Wendigoon right here.
You're like
has a mustache.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
He's clearly a Luigi, dude.
I'm a main character. And you were saying my idea of kingship was gay and dumb?
I'll be honest. I always played Luigi. I thought Green was just a cooler, slicker, skinnier guy. I wanted to play him.
He's a little more levity in Luigi.
I'm sorry,
Mario's
I cut you off. I'm sorry, Woody.
It's all good. I think I got it. I was probably going to start repeating myself anyway. So yeah,
I mean,
I don't hate it. I think this is a bad person the planet got a little bit sunnier the day that he died. And I don't know who should be next.
Here's my question.
Whoever takes action has great wisdom.
So I will that.
If after this happened, healthcare companies around the world started effectively saving more people, right? I understand that healthcare systems in the US have to exist because things cost money, right? A lot of it more than it should. But doctors, equipment, medicine, all that, it costs money. There has to be some way of doing that. The fact that it is a $1 trillion industry is inexcusable. Sure, I understand it'd be big, but the people getting that rich off of it, I understand the upsetness, right? If tomorrow all of the healthcare industries change tone, and if that one, United, right? If United specifically gets better and starts to not be as predatory with their business, then there may be some ground to it, right? However, I think what would probably happen, it would be the same thing if the CEO died of a heart attack or was in a car accident. Someone just replaces them and nothing changes.
Yeah, business as usual.
The heart attack is the next CEO needs to watch his cholesterol, not his back.
I understand what you're saying.
It's a gunshot. The next CEO says, one downside of the AI double rejection software we're thinking about implementing is someone will try to assassinate me for killing their mom.
Hey, Patel, can we put your name on the shit?
And the next guy, maybe it's Ali Khamenei, who's the leader of Iran, something like that. Whoever's doing some people in the world, I believe in assassinations to make the world better.
I would say this. I would say you may be giving the CEO, whoever comes next, a little too much credit there. Because I think rather than thinking maybe I should be nicer, the lesson they'll take away is maybe I should be more protected. Maybe I should have guards or something. They learned the wrong lessons from it. And to a degree, I almost get it. Every now and then I'll make a true crime video and I'll have someone from the town that I made the video about be like, I knew that guy. I'm going to find where you live. I'm going to come beat your ass, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. The lesson I take away from that is never I should stop talking about people and true crime stories. The lesson,
but you're not really doing anything wrong there. This guy,
I'm not correct, but I'm saying scale that up. Yeah. And you're like the CEO of these companies. You're like, well, I just have that. They use whatever means to justify it. I just have the interest of investors, or I have to keep the company running, blah, blah, blah. So that scales up. I don't think they're taking the right lessons from it. If they were, I'd be surprised, and that would be great. But I feel like whenever you use a violence against an establishment, the establishment just teaches itself to ward off violence rather than self-reflecting and changing the thing that spurred the violence in the first place.
Let me ask you this, all of you: if you were on that jury, would you be like, oh yeah, I never heard of this case. Oh, I'm impartial as fuck. You don't even know. Guns? I mean, I guess.
If I was on the jury, yes, I would do that. If I'm the actual me, though, who's already talked about it on my show and stuff, I might as well show up in a freaking Luigi outfit so people know that I'm pro Mario and I don't waste time.
Pro Mario.
Dude, that'd be sick.
No, you can't just free some guy who's running around shooting people.
Really?
If I'm on the jury, I can.
If you're on the jury, you absolutely can. That is.
Other people.
I love when we disagree. I love when we disagree. Yeah, I'm with you, Woody. It'd be a hung jury or whatever you call it, mistrial or something like that. I could probably do either. I feel like at some point I could wait till the trial was deep and then I could just ruin it and make a mistrial maybe. or I could just wait until we were voting and create a.
I don't know how it works. Can you fuck with him a little bit? Like, I'm really not sure it was him who committed the murder, but I do see him jaywalking in this video. So
Yeah,
good on for that.
he's guilty on count 38. That's
Usually, like
Flipping through-
these sorts of events precipitate a significant
Blinker
increase
out.
in sort of violent.
I'm sorry, Taylor. Can you start over?
No, I was saying that usually stuff like this, like it precipitates an increase in similar crime, like other assassinations, things like that.
Yeah.
And I think I said on PKM, we talked about it, is like, I feel differently. Like he murdered him, but like I do feel differently looking at it as like a healthcare CEO that implemented AI that did result in a lot of people dying, perhaps not even perhaps, definitely needlessly in a lot of cases, than I do if he just killed some plumber. Like obviously there's a different feeling there emotionally, but
I
when
think
you encourage this kind of thing and you say like, yeah, awesome, like not all of them are going to be like killing healthcare CEOs. If you look at a lot of the communists online who like this, they would be equally happy killing regular millionaires, business owners, people they perceive to have what they deserve, people who aren't sharing the wealth. And so it's
looking like Luigi,
where it's like, they got that guy way up there. And then, you know, I'm not rich at all. And so I have no fear of any of this, but like eventually stuff like this tends to matriculate down and it gets more out of control. And that is a reality that needs to be thought about.
Yeah, that's true. It's why I delved into the hypothetical when I asked and was like, and this person has great wisdom, you know, more so than I do.
Vigilante justice, it only works when the vigilante is a really good person.
Yeah. Otherwise it's crime.
Otherwise it's crime. Yeah,
like literally all crime is committed with the idea that you want to make your life better.
Yeah.
All crime is committed with that idea.
Well, you know, if we count some things as momentary, like right now, the second better, sure. It would be hard to say that things like, can I say rape on the show? Whatever.
Yeah.
Rape. It would be weird to say things like that cause like positive effects for your life. It's more so just momentary, like take this thing right now.
But in that sick person's head, they believe
in that instance, this is the thing they want.
They are believing something incorrect and immoral.
I'll give you that. Sure. Yeah. I'll say this for like the CEO thing. I also don't want to make it sound like I think that there's never a point where like, you know, we're not asking anymore. I just don't know if this was that scenario. I'm in the position where like, yes, I agree with Taylor. It's hard to feel sympathy for him, but I also will say that a murder is a murder over something that I think ultimately was an act of vengeance rather than like a saving grace. Right.